I'm sure that a lot of us will claim to be fearless, but even the most brave of us all is afraid of something. Some people are afraid of things that completely make sense, such as murderers and dangerous animals, while others have more irrational fears, such as the fear of bananas and the fear of cheese. Although I'd obviously be scared if I were placed in a situation where harm is likely to come, there are only 3 things that I'm truly afraid of. 3. Thalassophobia. Thalassophobia is fear of the ocean. I want you to just imagine swimming somewhere out in the middle of the ocean at night. The water's black, so you can't really see anything underneath, and you're pretty helpless if anything does come along that wants to harm you. I just find the ocean so scary because it's really vast and so unexplored. Just think that hundreds of feet beneath you, there could be some terrifying sea creatures. I guess sea monsters, whether they're fake or real, are a big reason of why I'm so afraid of the ocean. Like I said before, the ocean is very unknown, so I'm sure there are some terrifying creatures in the ocean that we don't even know about. Hearing stories about shark attacks and people spotting weird things like sea serpents in the water only add to the fear. But it's not only the creatures that make the ocean creepy, the ocean itself is pretty scary as well. Just imagine getting caught up in a whirlpool or being in a small boat encountering a colossal rogue wave. Tsunamis are also pretty creepy. I once saw a documentary about a mega tsunami with the potential to wipe out the entire East Coast. The chances of it happening anytime soon were almost impossible, but it's still really scary to think about. 2. Entomophobia. Entomophobia is a fear of insects. I think that bugs are terrifying. Honestly, I'm actually worried about how I'm going to edit this part of the video because I don't want to have to look for any pictures or videos of bugs. I hate spiders, scorpions, cockroaches, all that stuff. This is actually so bad to the point where if a spider is big enough, I'll be too scared to even get close enough to kill it. I've also had several nightmares about bugs, all which make me wake up terrified. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not afraid of every bug. Ladybugs, ants, flies, and whatnot, they don't scare me. It's only the really ugly bugs like spiders, cockroaches, centipedes, etc. This fear is really bad, and I really need to get over it, but I'm not sure how. Now, I fear spiders the most, and that might just be because they're really the only scary insect I commonly see, but I think I know how this fear started. When I was like 4 or 5 years old, I remember going to the grocery store with my mom one night. Everything was fine until we left. Once we walked out of the grocery store, I wasn't really paying attention to where I was walking. Then, all of a sudden, I brought myself to a stop because literally 1 inch away from my face was this huge spider dangling from a web. Ever since, I've been terrified. Another experience I had that was very similar to this happened only a year ago. It happened in school in my broadcasting class. I was sitting down, working on one of the projects, when I felt something brush across my face a few times. Not really paying attention, I thought it was a fly, so I pushed it away with my hands. It came swinging back in front of me, and I saw it was this huge spider on a web. I literally screamed and jumped out of my chair. Oh god, it was so scary knowing that I actually touched it. It gives me chills just thinking about it. 1. Thanatophobia. Thanatophobia is the fear of dying. I place this one as my biggest fear since this one is completely inevitable. What really scares me about this is the case that there is not an afterlife. Not existing anymore is a really scary and unfathomable thought for me. I understand that I wouldn't really care because I wouldn't know that I was dead, but still, it terrifies me. Some people console me by saying it wouldn't be any worse than before I was born, but that doesn't really help, since before I was born, at least there would be a time where I did get a chance to live. It wouldn't be scary if I were to die for a few hundred years and then be born again. The closest I've ever come to consoling myself with this is that if I were to live forever, then I'd probably get bored eventually, so maybe if death is the end, it wouldn't be that bad. But that also brings me to another thought. If there is an afterlife, that might be kind of scary too. Living on for eternity. Just thinking about that does seem kind of scary to me. Like I said before, I might get bored after a while. Sometimes when I really think hard about life and death and why I'm here and all that stuff, I get this really weird feeling and I get all lightheaded and dizzy, and I just have to stop thinking about it to make the feeling go away. If anything, I like the idea of reincarnation, since every new life would feel like my first one. I guess whether there is an afterlife or not, death can still be pretty scary, so it's probably best to just focus on making my life right here and now a good one. So, now you know my 3 biggest fears. Some of them might not have made any sense to you at all, and some of them might have been very relatable for you. Leave some of your biggest fears in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.